Hi friends, it's Susan Smith with Stamp Creatively, and you asked, and so I'm going to show you. I posted some pictures of some projects that I did, and you guys asked how I did it, so I'm going to show you how I did it. It's not hard. I used this perfectly penciled designer series paper. Really like it. It may become one of my favorites. So what I did was I created 3 different cards. And I wanted to use some of the dies that we are allowed to get that don't really go with a bundle. So this one's called Fabulous Frames. And so it has all of these frames. And so for this card, these are the 3 cards I'm going to show you. This one, and this one. So for this one, I ran it through the perfectly pinned paper and got my image. Then this is Gorgeous Grape. I used Fresh Freesia and Highland Heather. Those are the colors of the cardstock I used. I ran another frame through because the frame has a little bit of texture to it. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's got some little stitching and stuff. This die comes from the, I kind of paired it with the Hues of Happiness bundle, just to use some different words in some of the stamps. So that's how I did that one. I colored it using my blends, and I used quite a few blends for such a small image. I used the light and dark freesia for the flowers, and I'll show you how I colored the flowers. I'm kind of annoy my customers because I'm a super quick colorer. So I'm just going to go through and do this on my flowers. And I'm using the dark. And this is one of those. This is one of those. We're going to make that one one. And then I'm just going to go over it in the light. And then with the way this image is penciled, I'm calling that done. I'm not doing a super ton of detail. Then with these cute little, what looked like daffodils to me, I kind of do the same thing. Those look more like daffodils. I don't know what these are, but they're going to be colored the same. And just go around and hit those flowers with the dark daffodil. That's what I'm using. And then kind of just go over it with a light. Again, my customers say I may color too quick, but I just don't want to spend that much time on it. That's not the look I'm going for. This is a light petal pink. And I went around and hit the centers. I'm not sure that's what I did on the other one, may be a little bit darker. But I'm going to use that for some of these over here, because I didn't have that in the other images that I used. Here's my butterflies, and I did, this is a light night of navy, and this is a dark night of navy. And maybe those are a little bit darker than what I want. So I'm going to take that light petal pink, and that's going to blend it, and then those butterflies are going to look more like the color of the ones that land at my house. Then I used a light and dark sea foam for my leaves. Again, this is the way I really color. I mean, you can go super detailed, but that takes too long. And then what I did to get the background that I wanted was I took this light great granite and I went around the background. And I kind of did it the same way. This is Violet. Can you see the kitty nudging in here? Violet thinks she never gets petted. She never gets enough attention. Super mistreated. Like all 5 animals at my house, they're all mistreated. When the grandkids come over, Violet doesn't come out because they do pet her a lot. And she says it's too much. I'm never enough. The kids are too much. So again, I'm not spending a bunch of time doing this, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Excuse me, Miss Violet. So this is the one that's done, and you can see how when the blends dries, it doesn't look as liney as what it does right now. So now I have this image that looks like I spent forever on it, and I just didn't. I added those beautiful new gems to it because I wanted to add some sparkle. But there it is, friends. I mean, it's just really simple. And then with this one, I used this designer series paper. It's going to cut out a frame. I didn't want to use the frame, so I ran it through again and did a basic black. I used, excuse me, Miss Violet. I have to get down. This is the new dots framelits. I used the new dots. And so this is Poppy Parade, and then I used the mango. And then for the flowers, I used Stampin' Write markers. I used mango and poppy, and then I used the new blends, the parakeet. And I just went around and colored this, and then the flowers that I used are in the Happiness Abound. And I just fussy cut those out and put those on, and then I used the opal rounds and some of the new ribbon. So it's really just the designer series paper, and then I stamped some of those flowers in there. The third card that I did with that pinned paper is this one. And this is just another one of the designs. And so I took it. This one I liked the other side for the frame. And again, I wanted to keep it simple. So I used one of those new in color note cards and envelopes. And this one is the Orchid Oasis. And then this one's the Parakeet. So I took my frame and I put a little seal on the corners. And I put my frame there on the front. I just wanted a simple happy word. So I just took this happy birthday and I just inked the happy, and that's how I got the happy down in the corner. So for the flower, I didn't want to color the whole thing. That just seemed too much for me. So I took my water painter and I put a little bit of refill in the Orchid Oasis and in the Parakeet Party. I got new in colors to learn. And so I just picked a flower that I wanted to highlight. I think I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to go in here and ink this up. Oh, I must have done green last and didn't clean it out. Oh, I'll clean that up later. So we'll go over here and I'll get it till I get that color that I want. And so I'm just going to go over this flower real quick. Then I'm going to flick some of the ink on there so I've got some spots. Can you see the little dots of ink there? I'll squeeze it out. And there's my little dots of ink that I wanted. I'm going to clean this out. See what I do when I don't have a thing right here? It washes off, friends. And then I'm going to ink this. And I'm just going to do the stem. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the water and the flicking because I want both of those colors on there. And it's going to look like a simple watercolor. I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals. It's Friday. I don't know what day you'll be watching this, but it's Friday, the day I'm recording it. Ooh, busy weekend planned. And then I'm just going to put this on, I offset it. So there we go. Now, I love the new In Color ribbons. These are the new In Color ribbons. They have a little bit of sparkle on them. So what I did was I picked the colors that I wanted to put on here. I'm going to go with the orchid. I cut a strip. And then this is one of those that's going to spread. So I spread it the way I wanted it, and I stuck it on with some glue dots. Because I wanted both colors. So I put both colors on here. Come on, glue dots, I lost you. So I added both colors to glue that down. And then I added the parakeet ribbon on top. So I have both of them. Then on this one, I put little pretty butterflies. I took those little brass butterflies and stuck them on. Oh, and I did this after I was all done. So with sparkle, I put a little wing of Stella on my flower. See? So all of those were really simple. They didn't take very long. I'm a quick colorer, so that makes it a little bit better. But I like the new In Color note cards and envelopes. I really like this paper. You know, I'll finish putting these on. I don't have a dangling piece of ribbon. But I like this ribbon. I like that it separates and I can make it different sizes. Remember, my hand's going to wash off. I'm not going to be permanently purple for the day. I can't get a hold of the other side. There we go. So it's going to fray. I like it. All right, friends, there you go. That's those 3 cards. Super simple. It's not as hard as what it looked, but you have them. And again, this is I used the Perfectly Penned. I used the Happiness Abounds. My favorite part is these Fabulous Frames dies. So if you're a demonstrator and you can pre-order, make sure you include those. All right, friends, you have a great day. I will chat with you soon. Bye. Thanks.